Are you ready for your next pinball machine? Call Flippin' Out now and choose from the newest and hottest pinball machines from Jersey Jack Pinball, Stern Pinball, Chicago Gaming Company, and American Pinball. Flippin' Out also offers the Escalera stair climbing hand truck. Visit now at flippinoutpinball.com. The wait is over. A revolution in LED lighting for your pinball is finally here. Fully customizable, full spectrum lighting from Pin Stadium Lights. Order yours now at pinstadium.com. Check out Pin Graphics for the latest and greatest in pinball enhancements. Power blades, blade skins, pin blades, and even more. Visit pingraphics.com now to see what's available for your pinball machine. Marco Specialties. Same-day shipping, accessible website, exceptional customer service, and with over 50,000 different pinball parts in stock, Marco Specialties is a must for every pinball enthusiast and operator. Treat your pinball machine right by visiting marcospec.com now.
All right, let's kick this shit.
You hit it off with the bumper, now you're straight down the middle again. You had a fling with a slingshot, you're rolling.
Hey guys, here I am with a collector / operator interview. I'm Greg, and this is Tony, co-owner of Recbar in Louisville, Kentucky. Not Louisville, not Louisville. What did I say? I said it wrong.
You
It
said
is
it right.
Louisville.
Yeah,
I did say it
Louisville.
right. Not Louisville and not Louisville. It's Louisville. Thank you, Tony, for
Thank you, for
agreeing,
sure.
man. So we'll start off. We always like to start off about what got people into collecting and got everybody into everything. Your story's a little different because you were kind of operator first, then become a hobbyist.
Yeah, in a way, we, Corey, my business partner, and myself, we bought a golden tee at a bar that we worked at, used that money to make a little money, and then kind of told ourselves that we're going to just keep rolling it in. Then we bought a Mega Touch, and then we bought a bunch of those redneck punching bags. And then next thing we know, we had arcade games. We didn't have any pinball machines. We had a bunch of arcade video games, probably 50 in a storage unit.
Oh.
And we were like, what are we doing? We just have all these games in a unit. We're paying this monthly. At that time, I was working for a big restaurant company, and Corey and I said, let's open something. So when we decided to open, we decided that we need some pinball machines. I met a gentleman locally, sold us, I think, 4 machines. And then I bought, our first 2 machines that we bought were actually a space station and the Secret Service that's still on the floor. And then we traded the space station to a local guy named Dusty, shout out Dusty, for teed off. So we still have teed off. So we don't really move, we don't really sell a lot of our games. And then when we first opened Recbar, we had 8 pinball machines when we first opened, April of 2016.
That's what your first newer pin was Ghostbusters. Because that's what drew me over here. I'd seen that they had a Ghostbusters, and you guys were the only people around that had a Ghostbusters. So I was like, oh, hell, man, I got to go check this out because I haven't played it. I heard it's a great game. And that's what got me over here. And you had Tommy. What else?
So then I guess we probably had probably around 15-ish. So we started off, Road Kings was one of our first originals, Big Guns, Police Force, Tommy, Teed Off, Mario Andretti. We had a lot of, and we still do have a lot of Gottliebs, a lot of, I guess, cheesy titles, but here a lot of people see them, they're like, oh man, they might not even have ever played the game, but see the name. So
well, that's what's great about your collection here is it's not just new pins. It's not, the newest of the new. You've got a variety of everything. Like you said, Gottlieb's, you've got your Bally Williams, you've got everything from barbed wire to Terminator to your Iron Maiden. Like you get to play games that you don't see a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I always say that we probably have the weirdest collection because we went to Chicago and New York and St. Louis and Kansas City to a bunch of the different arcade bars and all. And the one thing we noticed with most of them is they all had the 10 new Sterns.
Yeah.
And that's what they had.
Yeah.
Which those are amazing games, but we wanted to have some new Sterns and get into some of the newer companies as well. But we also had a bunch of weird titles that we liked. At that time, pinballs kind of went through the roof even since then.
Yeah.
But at that time, we felt like it was best for us to start off with 3 $1,500 machines than one $4,500 machine. So
when you get your feet wet, like you're not throwing down on a $5,400 Stern Pro or something, and then you've got to try to recoup that money, and you don't know how it's going to go with pinball. So I think it was a smart thing to do. And like I said, like that's what always intrigued me about coming over here was it's games that you heard about, games that you don't see on route very often, that you get to experience and you get to play that you don't, like I said, at any other bar or anything, which is fantastic. Yeah, because you guys went from not long after you'd had the 15 pins, you opened up, what was it, Pinball Corner or Pinball Alley? Yeah,
the back room was kind of Pinball Alley, and we had 26, and then we ended up moving up to, I think 31 was the most we had back there. And that was cool because we moved them from basically the middle of the arcade venue and put them kind of in their own room.
Yeah.
When we did that, we noticed on Friday and Saturday nights we had 31 machines. There would be 31 people playing. So kind of made us say, hey, let's do more. Let's do bigger space.
Yeah.
So.
Which is what brought us to this. And then how many pins do you have now since you opened this new space?
In the space right now, I believe we have 63 in this room. So
that's got to be getting close to like an Indiana record because I know that there's a
Kentucky.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it is a Kentucky record. Well, you got to be close to the nation though, because I thought I saw something. The pinball place up in Fort Wayne. Sorry, Mike, I can't. Pinball something. I thought that they had 60 something or 70 games, and they were one of the top 10 in the nation. I think for.
So I might be wrong, but we searched Pinside and we looked basically for pinball bars and restaurants. And there's tons of museums and there are tons of arcades. But as far as a bar and restaurant, you can come, get a full dinner and drinks and all. At that point when we searched, when we got up to 63, we were the 4th largest bar or restaurant, I believe.
That has.
I mean, there's tons of pinball museums, and then there's a bunch that are just arcade. You go and just pay and play. There's no food or drink. So as far as restaurants and stuff, I think this room right now, I think we're going to cap out of this room at 67. And we have plenty of machines at the warehouse. We're just trying to work on and get them over. And then there's some new ones coming out that we would like to buy. And now the good bad thing is we're at capacity, so we're not really going to be buying a ton of the $1,500 machines anymore because we don't want to replace 1,500 with a 1,500. We want to try to start getting these bigger titles because I think right now we have 22 of the top 100 machines on Pinside 100.
Nice.
So we're working on it.
So since you're capped at that 67, like you said, you're going to rotate inventory and start building up to better pins
and
than
then,
what you have.
Maybe Corey and myself, we might actually have some pinball machines at the house. We don't have any at our house at all, we play in the tournament every Sunday here, and we get beat quite often, and people are like, how are you losing? Well, we don't ever really get to play pinball. We don't have any at our house. I just bought my first 2 for my house that I'm working on, a hard body, which is no one likes, so I bought it.
It's got a fan base.
Yeah, and then I scored a crazy cheap supersonic that I'm working on. Just titles that would not go in here, really. So
well, and that's what, like, when I first met you, you told me that story that like you said about how you got into it with you guys. We're doing some point op stuff and everything, and it just snowballed in everything. But then, like, I slowly saw you start to become a pinball fan
Yeah.
in itself. Like, you started showing up to some local tournaments, and you started learning games, and then you started talking more passionate about it. So, do you consider yourself a hobbyist now? Do you
Yeah.
love pinball? Are you
Yeah,
sucked
and
in?
it's what I can still do. I actually recently tore my patella tendon in my knee, so I was kind of like a little bit more active.
Yeah.
Now I can't do that, so it's kind of my thing we can do, and I try to talk everyone into it because everyone can play. We have the pinball tournament on Sundays, and
Which has gotten large.
yeah,
It's
this
a good
past
turnout.
Sunday we had 53. And it was crazy.
You guys got some good pots too.
Yeah,
You guys
our
have had some
tournaments.
really.
Our tournaments bring some nice value to them. We have some sponsors that give some local money here and there, and then B, Steven, I'm probably going to murder his last name, Schlutz, I believe it is. He's won I think he's won twice in the past 4 weeks. 4 weeks ago, he got 13 points for winning it. This past Sunday, he got 16 points for winning it. So it's worth crazy IFBA points now, which is
Good.
which is wild. So.
Yeah. Well, it's good to bring that here, with all that, because it's a venue that holds that many people, and it's a fun tournament because you're getting hardcore players now, but you've also got families. You've got everybody. Like it's not a. I don't want to say it's not a serious tournament, but it's a tournament for everyone. I feel new players.
Yeah, serious, but everyone can play in it.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we had a July 3rd tournament, which was huge. We had, I think, 46 people on that one.
Yeah.
And we had 3 guys in the top 600 in the world playing, and everyone else that doesn't know a lot about pinball was kind of scared, like, oh man, I'm not going to do anything. 2 of them didn't even make the top 16.
Yeah.
So it just shows you kind of, we had one guy that day came in and got 4th and never ever played in a pinball tournament at all. He's played a little pinball here and there. So he came in, and it's just, anyone.
It is. You're right. Anyone can win. Like, it's such a random game.
It's a lot harder here, though, I'm telling you. And I'm not saying this because of this, because most of these people are used to playing on the same machines over and over and over.
Yeah.
And, there's some people, you catch them on a newer stern here, I mean, they're going to whoop you. But, you catch them on Ali that they've never played, or some of these Sega that they've never played. You catch them on Xenon or Centaur, like they don't know how to play them.
Well, and that's what happened to you. I remember talking to you. We were at a tournament together one time, and it was a bunch of newer sterns. And Tony was used to these. He hadn't really got into the newer sterns yet. He was like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know these rules on these damn games. He goes, I'm getting my ass whooped. I don't know what to do.
Most of those I've never even seen. So
and it's like you said, vice versa. Those people come here, and then they don't know, you said, the older Gottliebs and some stuff, the rules or how they play. And, and every pin, if they play at the same location too, they're used to the way that pin's set up. And pins, everybody knows, pins can kind of vary a little bit from location to location. The Papa games are a little set up a little different. So it's like you said, it kind of throws them
a lot of different.
Yeah, a lot harder.
I played in Atlanta on the Classics tournament, and it was rough.
Speaking of Atlanta, so now that you've kind of become a hobbyist and everything else, what has been, you go to shows now, right?
Yeah.
What's been your favorite show so far that you've gone to?
I still think, and I'm not saying it because we're in Louisville, I think Louisville probably had one of the better selections of games.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta's facility that it was in is insane. I mean, it's new and awesome, and just, I believe all of them can learn and take some other stuff away from, Louisville did some cool bands. Atlanta had wrestling there, and a full-blown wrestling match, which was, kind of cool. And
I heard it's a big thing there.
It's huge.
That's the way it goes.
It was one in, one out. Atlanta also did something that was really cool that I'm not into, but I know a ton of people are. I don't know if you went this past year or been recently. So if you go upstairs, basically all the ballrooms, you got to pay to get in those.
Mm-hmm.
But in the middle section, they tons of tables where people were playing like Magic and Dungeons and Dragons and card games for free.
I didn't know that.
And it was packed. And it's not pinball, but it also could help get people into pinball
Because pinball's there, so they might
yeah.
float over and start
But they had
flipping
this. They had the space. I mean, the space was, I saw this past week. My buddy went to Comic Con. Comic Con's not pinball.
Yeah.
But Stern had a. I don't know if it was Stern or Marco, who it was.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy sent me a video, and they had a huge room of all new Sterns set up.
Yeah.
And, those people that like the comic books are seeing, these machines and all. So.
Well, and they see stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It transcends into those.
Oh, right when people walk in the
people.
door, they might not ever play pinball. They see Guardians, they're like Guardians, and they go play it.
Yeah,
So.
it's another one of those things where title matters. Title matters.
It really does, because we say all the time, we have some rare-ish machines. We have some really good machines.
Mm-hmm.
Mario Brothers in this room will compete with any other game in this room.
Really?
Easily.
That is nuts.
Easily, because kids see it and they just go play it.
Yeah, it's recognizable.
Yeah.
Anything that's recognizable, I think, draws people to it, for
And
sure.
it's really surprising, and I'm probably going to say this and drive up the price on it, but Strikes and Spares, the old Gottlieb bowling game,
Yeah.
that thing competes with almost anything in this room.
Really?
It's not a pinball machine. It's listed in the category
Yeah.
of pinball.
Because I've never even touched it. I've been here 50, 60
But
times. I've
it's
never touched
one of those
it.
games that are kind of addictive to people, because once you get it, you got it.
Yeah.
That's like, ice cold beer. People walk in and they'll play that thing. They'll kick their butt a couple times and they'll play for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
So
I love that. But yeah, I do agree with you, man, about Louisville. Louisville is probably one of my favorite shows. Like, I enjoy it tremendously.
I haven't been anywhere else. We are going this year. We're going to Grando.
It's a
Game
good show.
Room Expo.
Mhm.
And then we're going to Cincinnati. And then we're going to, I guess the Chicago one
Yeah.
is.
Chicago Expo is before Cincinnati,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, it'd be. And actually, Chicago's before Grand Old Game Room, too,
Okay.
I believe. I think maybe both of those are in November.
Yeah, I think
And then-
Grando's later in November, I believe.
Yeah.
We got rooms booked for that. But
This will be your first time in Chicago, right?
only other one I've been to is Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
I've been to, a bunch of auctions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think, Louisville one, our first year was maybe 5 years ago. That's
Yeah.
kind of when we saw that, hey, let's go ahead and open something. We were there. We took a couple games. I think we bought 7 games that year,
Mhm.
and noticed a lot of people walking around with beers, and we were like, look, we drink beer.
Yeah.
They drink beer. So
It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
But you guys, man, you guys were very supportive of the Louisville Arcade Expo this year. You all brought how many games?
I think we took 48 pinball and arcade
Because there were some
machines.
people who normally bring some games, and some stuff happened that they couldn't bring. Some of their games got
Yeah.
stuck, and so it would have really hindered. And then you guys just basically saved the day and said, "Hey, we got a box truck.
Yeah,
Let's go load up games."
We told Dave, he was actually in town that weekend. We said, go to the warehouse, and every game that works at the warehouse, put it on the truck and send it. We just wanted to help out, because
Yeah.
it's a super important for us that show continues to do well.
Yeah.
And
And next year, when you guys are in town for Louisville Expo, I mean, you guys are only what 5-6 minutes
right around the corner.
away
Yeah.
from there. So if you guys want to get out of there and come get some food and drink and stuff, stop by Recbar, because it's just literally right down the road from
And
there.
we
But-
will have next year too. We will have some huge IFPA tournaments here, and I think they'll do really well. This past year on Saturday night, I think we had like 40 something of the pinball guys that are playing in the Big Papa tournament over there came over here. So this coming year, which is in March, so we got to wait.
Yeah.
But we'll have, I think on Friday night we'll probably do it'll be a sanctioned tournament, but it'll kind of be fun. But Saturday night we'll probably do a big money tournament.
Nice.
And then Sunday we want to do, every year Sunday the Arcade Expo ends like at 3 or 4, and a lot of people are just, they still want to play.
Yeah.
They just got there, maybe 10 that morning, and 6 hours wasn't enough for them.
Yeah.
So Sunday we want to try to do something too. So
That'll be fun. So okay, so back to the coin op business itself. So what is your biggest earner? Do you keep track? Do you know what? Because you said Mario Brothers is pretty good, Strikes and Spare. Do you know what your best earner
we
is?
don't really keep track because we're on a token program. So we could still keep track of, tokens, but we give out so many free tokens
It's hard.
that it's kind of hard. I mean, of course, the new ones right now, that they're some of the biggest earners because they're brand new. They cost a little bit more to play.
Yeah.
Mario Brothers does really well. Royal Rumble does really well. Family Guy does really well. All the new new Sterns that we have on the floor here do really well. Monopoly, Addams Family, some of the classics, Twilight Zone, of course, they all do. I mean,
nice.
Some of the ones that are kind of like I said, shocking. Mario Brothers is always up there.
Yeah.
Random Strikes and Spares Gauntlet game, not Pinball Machine, the bowling game. Because I believe the Strikes and Spares was a 78, or not EM, solid state they had.
Yeah.
So they all do well.
Okay, so what is in your collection here? What's your favorite pin that you play here?
I think I was talking to Corey the other day, and basically was like, if I could take one game home and keep it at my house, I think it would be Pinball Magic. We just picked it up, and I've been looking for it for quite some time.
And it's in good shape. That one is
super
nice.
So that I really like randomly. I like Dirty Harry. Played it in the pinball tournament this Sunday. I normally put up nice scores on it. Played it this Sunday and took last on it. So I think I need to practice on that.
That's a definite take home. I agree with you on Pinball Magic, man. Like, I was blown away. That's the first time I'd ever got to play it was here when you got that on the floor. And it plays good.
Yeah.
It's a solid game, and I was really surprised. So I definitely agree with you on that. Now, not in your collection, or it might still be in your collection, what is your favorite pin that you've played in general?
I would probably say Circus Voltaire.
Oh, really?
And we played it in Atlanta. Dave has one. Keep referring to Dave. Dave's one of our techs that helps us out here. Dave Musket, awesome dude. His collection is insane.
Very nice.
I wish I had his collection.
Dave, we're going to have to interview you next, brother.
Yeah. I played that. That was awesome. Man, there's
It's
so
tough, ain't
many.
it? It's
Yeah,
so
many. Of course, Creatures. I've never played Whitewater because
It's a good
all
pin.
the shows I've been to, it's not been there.
Yeah.
I play some virtual pin, and I played it on that and stuff.
Is Circus Voltaire on your radar? Are you guys looking for one eventually? If it
I would
right
we
price,
would buy
you
one.
would get it?
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
saw one actually last week that was at the right price, but we're working on some other things right now. So it was kind of right price, not at the right time deal. But eventually, not saying we're going to have all the top 20 machines, but
It's your goal.
yeah, once we are completely out of space and start moving some titles in and out, we're going to have to buy some of the better ones. But we also want to keep some old school ones here. We want to keep some weird ones here too because, like I said, when you play in tournaments and stuff, we want to shake people up. Yeah.
I know, because some games like Secret Service, I'd never messed with that. And I think some people play that in tournament, but it threw me really bad when I played that one because I had no idea what I was
We've had
supposed to shoot.
RoboCop's been in tournaments and stuff, and people aren't used to playing that. A lot of games here lately we haven't ran in tournaments because of they have ball lock still, and we don't try to keep those out. One thing we played in the tournament forever, which is actually probably one of my favorite games here, Torpedo Alley.
Yeah, Torpedo Alley is pretty cool.
It's cool. There's a lot going on to
Yeah.
it. It's simple. It's one of those games where the value, I believe, is a nice value. If you could still find it, because I don't think they produce very many of those.
Yeah.
But it's random, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's neat. Big guns. I mean, it's
We have I would say Corey and I have a wish list of stuff we want to get. But then again, there's some games that they just don't work on route or in location well. Twilight Zone is one of those games that you got to put a lot of time into it. We're probably every other week doing something to it. But it's one of those games that we feel like we need to have here because we've been looking for it. We found it.
Yeah. But there's a lot of problems that come with that pin for sure. So that being said, one last final question. What it was the hardest thing especially when you got 60-something pins on route? What has been the most problematic thing that's been the hardest to overcome, or that you didn't see coming in coin-op?
Yeah, probably the thing is we can't play these games every day. So, we rely on the guests to tell us, what's going on with them all.
Mm-hmm.
We go through them weekly, but if we go through something maybe on Monday, we're not going to get back to it until the following Monday. We're having 60 of them. I mean, we clean the glass every other day, and it takes us about 2 hours, to clean everything. And so a lot of times, I guess, once you getting them dialed in is the biggest thing, I guess I would say. Because once they're dialed in, they start playing better, and if you're keeping up with them, cleaning them, maintenance and stuff, they should run well. But sometimes we'll have people leave here and say, give us a review or send us an email that says, I put a couple tokens in this game and it didn't work, and that's why we want the tokens. That way we can hook them back up. So we are kind of relying on the guests too. We have a bunch of regulars that come in here, Adam and Greg and Sean and a whole bunch of guys that play weekly, and we have a clipboard over here on the wall, and we tell them if you see anything wrong, just go over and write it on the clipboard.
Well, you guys started a Facebook page too, the Recbar crew, so that people do tournament info and everything on there, but you can also post,
let us know,
you know what problems that you guys had, because I've heard that about operators, that everybody has that, is people will complain, well, this game didn't work, or this switch or something didn't work. Well, nobody ever goes and lets them know. No, so they don't know to fix it, because it's like you said, you can't go through and play all these games and test them every day. So you do have to rely on the public to let you know. And some people just stay quiet about it and go off there and complain.
They do. And that page actually, it's called the Recbar Pinball Crew.
Okay,
has helped us. People just posting small stuff, and that helps with the tournaments. And anytime we get new games, we let those people know before anyone else typically. But yeah, like you said, operators. I mean, a lot. You don't really see operators anymore, though. To be honest, like, as far as we have people hitting us up all the time, wanting us to put arcade and pinball machines different places and stuff. But it's hard to do. You can't really put two machines at a bar halfway across town, and they call you at midnight on a Friday night saying there's a coin jam. You can't really get there, and then
because you got so much to maintain here. Shit. I couldn't imagine that.
It's crazy to see a lot of the machines that. I was on a pinball page a little while back. You might have been on there. I think you comment. Maybe you didn't comment on there. Maybe it's Tony Hunting, and it was a nice game. I forget what it was. But like the operators, a lot of times their games, they'll let them go. Completely let them go. But it almost doesn't restore them. But I've seen games that are completely just trash, where the playfield is black.
Yeah.
But that's the game I'm buying, because I'm cleaning it up, and that playfield is spotless under there.
Well, so every time I walk in here, I'll come around lunchtime or something, and Tony's got glass off. He's either wiping a playfield down, or he's changing bulbs, LED and everything, working on that and trying to go through the game. So every time I come in here, Tony's under glass or got a playfield up, working on something, messing around and all that. So, well, I definitely appreciate it. Tony, you got anything else to add?
No, just come see us. Come say hi. I'm typically here working on games during the week, Monday through Friday. Then we got a couple guys. Huge shout out to Dave Musket and Britt Griffith that really help us keeping the machines going and all. I'm learning. We had a couple other guys that helped us out and stuff. Shout out to them. I'm not going to say any names because I'm not going to throw people. People might bug them.
Come fix my game.
But we, if you need any help with any games or anything, feel free to give us a shout locally and stuff. I know Greg knows a ton. There's some other couple local guys. We want to keep it going. We try to buy, games on a regular to keep it fresh. We have about 29 more pinball machines at the warehouse. So we got a bunch that are coming in. We're going to flip in and out. So look for some new ones.
Yeah. So if you guys are in the area, again, Louisville, Kentucky, we'll throw up the address for you guys on here. Stop in, especially on a Sunday. 6 o'clock? That's tournament time. 6 o'clock Sundays. If you guys are in the area, stop by, play in the tournament if you're in town or something doing so. I know a lot of times work brings you guys to this area or close by. definitely worth the drive to come and check it out. So again, Tony, I
Thank you,
appreciate
brother.
it, man.
Appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you.
You hit it off with the bumper knife straight down the middle, yeah. You had a fling with a slingshot, you're rolling out the alley and all.